Hello, my name is Dave Dixon. I live in Northern California and I run this channel, California Dreamin'. And one of the things I've been involved with right now is my weight loss program. Yesterday I was 2 weeks into the program and I wanted to just let you know what's going on. I've been very diligent about my 10,000 steps a day. And it's interesting because I was watching a video on YouTube and it was a guy who was a professional trainer. He made a lot of money training. He charged a high amount. I don't know where he was, but he was up in the snow because he was doing a walk as he was talking. And one of the things that he was saying, which I really believe, I recently had my son, he joined a health club, and I told him, he asked me about it before, and I said, well, if I were you, I would go and try to walk for one day, for 1 month, and do 10,000 steps, at least walk an hour. Let's just say you walk an hour for 1 month. And you have to do that before you get this gym membership. Because they're very expensive nowadays, and most people get them at the beginning of the year and they don't use them. If you're tied in for a lengthy one that's not month to month, then you could be having this quite a bit of money having to go out of your account. And then sometimes it's even hard to get these guys to stop. You go in and you say, I stop, and then they just keep drawing the money out of your account. So this is what the guy on that trip was saying. When he gets clients now, he's so frustrated in dealing with the people that he says, because they're just not going to stick there. And everybody thinks, how can I watch this video and how I can lose all this weight in 10 days, or I can do it in 30 days. But normally people are not going to advertise that it's going to take longer than that. And he says this kind of exercise program and diet thing that you have to do, he goes, it's 1 to 2 years. That's what you need to do. You have to have your mindset for 1 to 2 years. There's no simple way of doing it. He goes, so I don't even tell them anything about diet or write anything up. He says, I don't even charge them. I just say, do it for 30 days, walk 1 hour a day. And if they can and take a picture of it, send it to me. And he goes, if they can make it 1 hour a day for 30 days, he goes, they may have the commitment to start. Because so many people that he would have at the beginning of the year, and I see this in my health club, is once you go around the calendar and you get into January, a lot of people's resolution is to lose weight and get healthy. So they join a gym. I can always tell because they're taking up all of the treadmills or whatever, and a lot of them are doing crazy things like walking backwards on the treadmill, hanging their, I saw this yesterday, hanging their cane, on the handles of the handrail so that if the cane were to fall because of the vibration, it would be right under your feet. And you can just see what they're doing, hanging their coats and stuff off of the treadmill. I mean, these coats, they fall off because of the vibration. You have to think about that. And I saw one guy yesterday, I told my wife I literally thought he was going to collapse because he was going, whatever the slowest the treadmill would go, maybe 1 mile an hour, he was not supervised, and he was leaning his head onto the handlebars like he was like he was utterly exhausted. And I really thought he might fall. So I was already thinking in my mind, well, I can't pick him up because he's like 300 pounds. So I would just stop the treadmill so it doesn't give him a road rash. And then I just run over to the manager and say, hey, you've got a guy that collapsed over here, because he was probably the closest I've ever seen to somebody that was needed to be supervised in what he was doing. I mean, he was very almost exaggerated, I guess, in the way that he was looked like he was really, really fatigued. He shouldn't have been on there by himself, but this is what you get at the beginning of the year. So I think that that's a really good thing to tell people. He did it so that they could save money. They didn't start paying him $200 a week, to have him go through a meal plan, go through this, go through that, because their whole mentality is, I want to try to get this off, before a wedding. Oh, well, how long is that? It's in 2 weeks. And he was like, it took you like 10 to 15 years to get to this point. How do you think you're going to lose it in 2 weeks? You haven't created a pattern. He goes, so I'm not going to even charge you anything for this, but I want you guys to start by walking 1 hour a day, and cut back with what you think. Don't eat donuts and stuff, but I'm not going to give you a meal plan. Just cut back with what you eat, and I want you to really focus on just doing this 1 hour every day for 30 days, and I want you to send me a picture or text of your phone or whatever you have, which you're using to calculate it. He goes, I don't even care if you send a picture of yourself and you said I did my one day. He goes, just send it to me and I'll have it in my text, of all these days. And he says most people don't make it to 2 weeks. They start out, they're very, very excited about doing this. And he goes, it's very frustrating to create a meal plan for everybody. And he goes, I just feel like I'm stealing money from these people. So I'm just going to tell them this is what you can do. He goes, my wife doesn't agree with it because, your income goes way down. He goes, but I've worked myself to the point where I'm making good money. And I thought, well, that's pretty honest of you to do that. And I think it's a good way. With my son, I did tell him, why don't you try to walk for 30 days? And if you can't do that, then go ahead and get a gym membership. But he went ahead and got it, without me, without doing what I suggested. And I'm not bugging him, but every time I do see him, I'm saying, well, how's the gym membership going? And he's already told me 2 or 3 days in, oh, we haven't gone yet, but we're planning on going. And one of his issues too is that he has to have a babysitter because he has an 18-month-old, my grandson, and I just cannot imagine him leaving the grandson, with a staff that maybe or maybe not. You don't know, what their training is. You don't know how well they've been checked out, and so it's kind of scary for us as grandparents. But I think the walking, put him in his stroller and walk him around for 1 hour. Over to the playground. Just like that is a good way to start. But you can only suggest things to people. You can't make them do what you want them to do. So that's where we're at on that. On my weight loss program, I started out at 220 pounds. I used to be 240 pounds, and I lost a lot of it due to Ozempic, which I'm now banned from it, and I have a video on that, me being banned from it. And so now I was really worried about just getting right back up there, just eating myself right back up to 240, because it was pretty effortless to lose that 20 to 25 pounds. And so I wanted to get on this diet program, and so I've been doing it for 2 weeks now as of yesterday, and I've lost 7 pounds. Now a lot of that is going to be water weight, but I don't know, I still drink a lot of water. That's part of my regimen, is to drink water. I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I basically eat between 12 and 6 during the day, and then the fasting part is when I'm not eating. I try not to eat after 6. And then the last part of it is I do more of a keto modified diet. It's not really keto because my mother was an organic farmer. I grew up as a worker on an organic farm, so I cannot believe that vegetables are bad for you. I don't eat carbs. I've cut all the carbs out and I've cut the sugar out. So that's my keto modified part of it. But I still do eat vegetables, and I will eat some berries like strawberries and blueberries. I just think they're really, really nutrient, and I can't cut those out. And being on a keto, I'm not going to eat sticks of butter. Okay, so that's just, I don't have the ability to do that. Now, yesterday I was really concerned because we had a neighborhood pizza party, a pizza making party, and we had a couple of couples there, and I didn't know one couple, but everybody else, it's our local crew that we all go together, and we made pizza. So I'm going to try to show that video. It was fun, and I had a cauliflower pizza, but the lady that was running it, she was telling me that she had already had two of them came in a pack from Costco, and she ate the one, but she can't eat the second one. So that really made me think, oh, how bad is this? And it wasn't bad. I mean, I could eat it. It wouldn't have been bad, But I did leave the rest of my pizza at their house because I was like, I don't need to really have this. I can focus on what I'm eating, which is mostly salads with chicken in it, grilled chicken, that kind of stuff. So I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. I did eat 2 slices of pizza that my wife had made. They were mostly like pepperoni, and those were on regular dough. And I mean, they were delicious. Oh my God, they were so good because I hadn't had any carbs in 2 months. But somehow I missed the ice cream because everybody brought ice cream with chocolate syrup on it. And I told my wife at the end, I thought they were going to have ice cream. And she said, oh yeah, we did have ice cream, but I didn't get you any of it because I know you're on your diet. And I'm like, that's probably better that you didn't get me on it. So my glucose this morning was not bad. I think it was 91. And my weight, it went up a little bit, but 213 is what I was yesterday, and that was my check-in weight. So, it's still good. Everything is good, and I'm gonna keep making an effort. My 10,000 steps a day is the biggie, and I'm doing a little bit of weight training with that. But the 10,000 steps, every day, that's the key point of my exercise program. And so I just wanted to get you guys updated on it. That's where I'm at. I'm pretty happy. I'm trying to get down to 200 by my birthday, which I'm going to say is about 45 days from now. So I think I'm good for it. But once I start to get down below 210, that'll be a big deal for me because I have not been down below 210 in probably 10 or 15 years. So I know I'm not super out of whack, but my health, I needed to do this because I've started to have a fatty liver. So that's the reason I'm really focusing on doing this. So I've got to lose fat everywhere in my body to lose fat in my liver. And there's no medication or anything that we're aware of that you can do to do that. And so I've stopped doing it. One big benefit of it is my RA medicine, which is an injection medicine. I haven't had to use it yet. So I think I'm 3 weeks into it, and my injections are every week. So I'm 3 weeks into not having to do these RA injections, and I really attribute it to no sugar and exercise and no carbs, obviously. So anyway, thanks again for finding me. I'm about 10 minutes away from my appointment. So it's Saturday, almost 10 o'clock. And I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. And it's very nice to talk to you guys. I hope you'll subscribe so you can find me again. And I'm just going to continue along with my life. And hopefully you can be a part of it. I know I appreciate being a part of your life. Thank you so much, and have a great day.